been a while. Let's fix this. This is not correct. This is not. Ah, this is working like that. Okay, put this back to normal. Let's do this. Let's go to here. Okay. Okay, this is working. Oh, okay. Okay. No. Mid-Titan Center was correct. Okay, then I don't know why it didn't work. Let's not do that before. Okay, we have a few. Let's use this. Hey, Clasper. Yeah, let's get that started. First of all, let me. It's been a minute since I streamed, so bear with me. I need to fix a few windows. This is black and this is white. This is completely out of bound, but we will get this. That's why I started streaming a little bit before the round starts. Okay. How are you doing, Clasper? I meant to also play in this tournament, but currently I'm not really at liberty to play too many tournaments outside of Germany. Okay, this is because this is not a game, but it's a review. So let's see. The window is correct. Ooh. Okay, I guess I will fix that because it's really not that much of an effort to fix it back later, I guess. Just always a little bit annoying, but we can also do this and then fix this. It won't be perfect, but this is just what's meant to be like a comfy little watch party with some mid-level commentary. Because of course I'm going to give commentary, but we will see. Okay, so that window is fine-ish. Of course, the top right now is going to be a little bit empty because that's where usually you see my time management focus stuff. Maybe I can. Do I want to? Maybe I can add something there, but let me first check if there's already games going. If the links are already shared, does not seem like that's the case. That's it, Sumego. Stream description, weakness policy. Let's just use this, I guess, because I'm not. Commands OGS description. This one. actually makes more sense. Hey, Pee-wee. Let's remove this. It's of course not a German League game. OGS description, let me change that. It's Prague round 6. Just so that the top right doesn't feel all that empty. Yeah, I was a little bit hoping because I had the idea yesterday that I maybe want to make a 6th round watch party. But I might have been less inclined to do so if Andre had won the last round, because then I think he was basically the winner already, almost. I'm not sure if he would have been the winner, but it would have been a lot less close. And now, if we actually can share, since it's an open document. Oh, also let me. Yep. Oh, it shows now that that's by me. What did I want to? No, I can close this again. But yeah, I will maybe open this one here. I don't know if this is going to fit window-wise. Oh, it's actually okay. Yeah, yeah. So as you can see here now, okay. I guess I also have my my email open anywhere. So yesterday there was nothing. Huh? Yeah, I saw that Mike did. Yeah, yesterday there was nothing, so that's why I thought, well, let's just do that, because I mean, obviously there's a lot of pros there, so there's not a lot of pros left to do commentary or strong players. So here we are. But yeah, as you can see here in this list, we have 4 players with 4 points. What you can't see, maybe I can, I can also do this, right? Okay, now we can see. Yeah, as you can see, the SOS is, yeah, Pavel was in OGS chat, and Tongi was also in OGS chat, but apparently not motivated enough to actually do commentary and do the stream like this too, which is a bit of a pity, because I would like the EGF channel to have a little bit more activity, but I'll just do it myself if nobody else is, I guess. That's the point. But yeah, coming back to this, we have 4 players with 4 points. So, I mean, those are the players who can still win. And that's the case because 3rd and 4th place are playing against each other. So we have guaranteed someone with 5 points. So anyone with 3 points can't win anymore. So the situation is as follows. We have Lucan playing against Andre. This is the last round. And maybe I could also, I'm pretty sure this is the last round. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe actually it makes more sense if I call this last round. Is it still on screen? Oh, then it's not on screen. Okay, maybe, but what I can do, just doing it all on the fly here. We just do it like this. Okay, now. So this is the last round. So nobody has 5 points, which is nice. Hey, stick to group. So Lucan has by far the best sauce. So if he wins, he just wins. That's I think that's how it is. I might be mistaken, but I think that's how it works. That he's just going to win. If Lucan loses and Andre wins, then Andre is going to be the winner of the tournament. Yes. And I checked that Andre is playing someone who is even below Andre, so he can't. Yes, that's what I already checked. So because Andre is also playing, I think, the 10th position, and Andre is in 8th place currently. That means that if both of the top dogs, if both of the first, like if Andriy and Lucan win, then Lucan is still going to be ahead in SOS. And if both of those lose, then the winner of the tournament is going to be the winner of, and maybe I can scroll back to the right side. Then the winner of the tournament is going to be the winner of the third board match, which is Kim Do-hyuk versus Matthias Summer. So that's one of those four names is going to be the winner. And I'm especially glad for Lucan to have a much better tournament, because last year when I actually also participated in this tournament and didn't do so hot, but okay, it's a different story. I think there was like a really weird situation that that all the Czech players did really badly, and Lucan with 3 wins and I think 10th place was still the best one. But even for that being the best Czech player, it was still a bad tournament for him. And this time he is actually in the pole position to win it. So yeah, that's nice. You think it's Andriy? Well, didn't Lucan also not play him? Oh no, Lucan did. Why did I think he didn't? He didn't play Stanislav. I mean, Lucan also didn't play Stanislav, and Andriy played Stanislav and not Kim Do-hyuk. So, yeah, both are weird then, I suppose you could say. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by the last round's matchup, but oh well, we get what we get. So yeah, so that's the. I think there's 5 boards still that are going to be transcribed. I will of course focus on the first 3 just because those determine the tournament winner, but maybe especially at the start, if there is not much going on, we can also check the other ones. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer to focus on 1 or 2, maybe 3 games when I watch them myself. So that's probably what I'm going to do as well. Me speaking of, let's see. Yes, we have the rounds, so now I can stop yapping about what we're going to do and just do it. All right, so we can also close this one. So we have this one. Oh wait, huh? Is this round 6? Wait, was I? Did what? Huh? Oh no. Okay, I confused myself. I will open them all. Okay, Freilich is playing against Han, if it lets me open it. And we have also Valerie against Ali, which is also an interesting match, to be honest. Valerie, of course, is a very strong player as well. He is also at 3 wins, as we can see here. Yeah, he's 7th place. So I mean, with the win, Valerie can for sure also get into top 5. I don't know if top 3 is possible. Doesn't have the best source, doesn't have the worst source. Maybe possible. He's playing against Ali, I said, I think. Let's see. He's playing against Ali, so he's going to gain a bit of source compared. Well, they play each other, so too much calculation to do there. Let's just focus on the games. So we have there are 2 Soma games. Are we sure? No, I don't think so. Not that I can tell. Oh, and the announcement. Okay. I see. Also close this for now because that's for when I play myself. Okay. So let's see. I mean, so far nothing has happened. They both played Choseki, right? Just this. This is also what I like to do as black. just back off here, not leave it. Just play a solid shape here. I actually played Andre in PandaNet League uh, earlier this year. Was quite the interesting game. Okay, and then here we just have the classic normal age Joseki. Just a question of style. I feel like nowadays it's more usually to just either completely Tenuki or to play this exchange and then Tenuki and then maybe I don't know, just play some enclosure here. Because I don't know, I at least my impression is that I don't see this one as much anymore. Maybe me also because Black doesn't want to deal with this one, or maybe it's my own aversion against this kind of Joseki. Who knows? Black. Okay, so wait, that's exactly what happened in the game, right? So Black pushed. Yeah, because you get the influence, you can later push here. G16 is a very big point for both. It seems like a small one, but it's actually very powerful because it. Let's say whoever gets G16 first makes their group pretty much unkillable and exerts some pressure on the other. It's not like the situation where you literally I don't know. Let me put something on the board where you have this position where whoever plays at R16 first is basically the winner of the game. So yeah, wait, that's the game? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to refresh often because when I play ahead, I don't want my variation to be the top three in my own. Yeah, but you can see G16 is a very important move, which also builds the top side and reduces the left side. It has in itself, like each reason is probably not big enough to play it. And thank you for the follow. Ooh, that's loud. Hurricano. That's a cool name. But it has so many added benefits. Like it raises the side, it reduces the left side, it weakens the black group, it strengthens the white group, it builds the top side. Yeah, I guess that's mainly it. But all of those combined make it into a big enough opening move. Even though you'd think the left side is so open, you could maybe attack the right side. You could maybe play a bottom side move so that the bottom right two stones don't get harassed. But yeah, the pincer, sure. Yeah, I don't. I personally, this wife move. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's just very versatile. It has a lot of functions. I personally am not a fan of this pincer, to be honest, just because, like, from what I just mentioned, um, this is now very strong. So these two stones here are very strong, or like these, of course, all of the white stones, but these facing in this direction. This is why I love LGS for this kind of stuff. So many tools. I also use it for teaching actually. So I mean, if you're looking for a teacher, shameless plug at the start of the stream. There's for a couple of my links. Um, but yeah, so because white is already really strong and can at any point capture this and is basically alive with this group, to me personally, a pincer feels like if that makes any sense, the top side is almost over concentrated if you play this. Like if I were white, I would prefer to just kick and play this, and if black plays here, then yeah, you can maybe even also capture here and just attack this. But I mean, it's of course pincer is of course fine. Actually, I'm slightly curious if so here the pincer loses half a point, and maybe the kick and backing off is yeah okay. So according to AI, the pincer loses half a point as opposed to what I had suggested. That's just to make me feel a little bit better, but it really doesn't affect the game at all. Like these small details, it's much more important, especially at amateur level, even at that high level, that you play an opening that favors your strengths and that you are comfortable with, rather than playing the ideal way. So yeah, I just was in my case, I would just say the pincer is also not, this kind of pincer is also not to my style, but on the other hand, I also don't play Hoshi, so what do I know? Right, so black then doesn't want to just take the corner. In old terms, if you take the corner with this kind of variation here, the problem you have is that, I mean, let's just make these exchanges to make it even more clear. The right side is so low. Like, AI says that this is no problem, but it really feels a little bit nah, if you know what I mean. So that's, I think, why black is also decided to just play this way, just counter pincer here. Now let me quickly check what if I change to another game, does it all work? Yeah. Okay. Seems to be fine. Ah, yeah. Okay, but so far we can see we have one enclosure and 3 Joseki. The top right Joseki is still undecided. Oh. Uh-huh. Ah, you can cut first. Right. Yeah. Hello, Hayasama. Welcome in. How are you doing? Right. So this is I don't know. I want to say a Joseki, an old Joseki, but not like it's outdated. It's just I haven't seen this in a while. But the basic thing is that, especially with this exchange and with the high stone, it's even more powerful. White cannot harness. White cannot. What did I want to say? White cannot harness here because you can Atari here and Atari here, and then White's shape is just destroyed. Something like this. And this also works with the third line stone, so with Q14 at R14. But this works especially well with the fourth line stone. So usually White now just plays this. So this attachment is basically saying I take the corner. And I take it while I also have raised the right side a bit. So and then White prevents this one. This one prevents that black gets to, so for example, if you look at this like this one prevents black from playing this kind of way where black gets all the outside like this. Typically not immediately like this, but that's the meaning of this move. And the additional meaning of, whoops, wait, what? The additional meaning of this move is that it makes a potential, it makes a potential attack on this shape here stronger because black doesn't get to have more outside forcing moves. So not right now and not like this probably, but later there's some very annoying archie in this black shape here. Okay, but the game for now is going differently. Black just played here, which both defends this top left group a little bit, which got weaker after G16. And it builds the left side, obviously. And White now is just reducing this left side a little bit with these exchanges. Now it's Black's turn again to see if Black wants to defend the left side a little bit more, play the wedge at G5 or just Tenuki. And what would you want to play here? Pincer. I guess you could pincer, right? You could just say, I want to, yeah, no. You could also have said as black that you want to play some, I don't even know what would be the best way, but maybe play a pincer like this, put some pressure on the bottom right stones, but the game is progressing. Okay, yeah, but just a standard variation. Black wedged, white protected, and then white protects the cut, because if now white plays away, which sometimes is possible, but let's say white just plays something random, then this cut is this cut and this really takes, first of all, takes a lot here, and second of all, white is still weak here, so if white does not do anything about this, then black can even attack, maybe not fifth line, but black can maybe even attack these, so okay. And let me delete those again. No, not like this, like this. I got to remember that the waste paper basket is just for deleting branches, and the rubber here is for deleting all the other things. Okay, but yeah, so we can see that here, for so far, not really much has happened, really. We have 4 Josekis pretty much, and a standard variation here as well. And black is saying, yeah, you don't get, like, if, for example, if black now said, I defend my witness here, yes, normally white is a stronger player. So I would say right now, Lucan probably has like, what do we say, 80% chance to win this tournament. But also, I mean, it's not a pro qualification, but pressure in the final game is not particularly his strength. Let's put it this way. So yeah, okay. If black defends here now, then white could maybe, I don't know what you would play locally, but let's just say here. Then white could build this bottom side while also helping this group. So black is saying I play here, which is a big move in itself because it takes away it builds some points here. It takes away pretty much all the potential white to build points here, and it is looking to harass this white group. Now, this white group is a so-called golden group. It's very hard to attack efficiently. So if you wanted to attack it, first of all, for you who are maybe a little bit newer, um, you don't want to cut here because that's just giving white a bunch of, I don't know if it's the best way, but it's just giving white a bunch of forcing moves, and black is only really getting very minimal territory from this. But you can, for example, especially after you have taken away the base, if white now plays here, the problem with this white group for black to attack is white has many directions. So whenever you want to look at a group of stones, you want to look at the resources it has to not be killed, pretty much. Now white doesn't have a base, obviously. Black just took that chance away. But white is still these stones are very light still because they can run in this direction, they can run in this direction to some extent. They can still have some right direction here. So I mean, they have all these center directions. So if black wanted to attack them right now, let me delete this again. Let's say black, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's say black plays here. White doesn't even need to respond. And another thing is that whenever you attack, you are making profit in the opposite direction of your attack. So right now, this black stone is attacking in this direction. So it makes profit in this direction. And what is that? What is the profit towards the top side? White is very strong there. There's nothing for black to build. There's nothing really to destroy much of white. So that's not a good attacking direction. Maybe you can defend on the left side instead as an attacking direction, like I don't know, like this. But that just makes profit and it weakens this group a little bit. But it really doesn't attack it either. White is not going to say, "Oh God, I need to spend a move to defend it," because it's close to death. So yeah, right now it's not a weak group. But in the game, White decides to wait. What did Black that did? Yeah, and White decides to invade the left side, which makes sense because if you look at it, I mean, first of all, this is not that big, and it's also already very solid for white. Right, both sides are super solid, so there's no use to grow this right now or reduce this for black. I personally would have probably played on the right side. We could say that this is, or but these have the same distance, these stones. So in terms of invading, the left side is maybe slightly weaker because there's also this. But the right side, I feel like you have more of an attack against this top left. But oh, I mean, this is okay. This is completely fine. White is just invading the left side and has still chances to just treat this stone light. But what? I mean, you could do something like attach and do this and just make probably pretty easy life. I don't know, let's say black backs off, then white, this shouldn't be hard to make live here, something like this. Yeah, so white, in the same terms that we discussed this group, yeah, white has this direction and also some weaknesses here with these two stones. So this is never in any danger to die, these white stones. I just personally thought it was a bit easier for white to be a little bit further away from their own not 100% settled group, and also this kind of thing is really annoying towards this. Like, it's not like black will usually pincer, because now this is a big threat here for against this cornerstone. But who am I? Yeah, okay. And then you can see white just making some exchanges on the left side and just taking away the potential. And in that regard, you can see that Lucan is not thinking of this as a weak group, because if he did, he wouldn't give black all this extra strength towards the outside, right? Whenever you invade, you have to be very aware of the fact that you are giving the opponent strength. So I think Ash once told me that invasions are basically an endgame move. You're purely taking away points, but at the same time you're still giving the opponent influence. And in the endgame, that's not a problem. But in the middle game, or especially early game, when you give the opponent too much influence and you especially have a weak group nearby, that is not the best trade-off usually. But since here this white group is really not a weak group, yeah, Luca doesn't care much. Yeah, I think now the white stones on the outside look super weak. But I was actually arguing the opposite, that these stones are not weak. They are light, first of all. That is already a good thing. But the other thing is that they still have this direction. They still have this direction. They can still like attach to this stone and make some shape there. There's also this. There's also the fact that white probably can have. You can also kind of look at this position like we already had this kind of exchange here, maybe. I don't know, like this. And then white has also some you could almost call this strength to run to. And white is also very strong here. So this direction in general, it's very hard for black to attack them, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't call them settled by any means. I wouldn't call them, I guess I would call them quite strong, actually. Maybe not strong, but it's just that they are so hard to attack that it's basically the equivalent of them being strong. They might look weak, but they have so many resources, and that's basically, I mean, that's how I see groups. At least I see groups always in terms of how many resources do they have. Yeah, yeah, they are very annoying. That is true, and that's a sign that they are strong. Okay, but black is so. But this, when you think of the group as it has resources, you can list all the resources, and that already gives you some amount of a. If you ever have read Attack and Defense, that gives you a first clue. But if you list a group strength by its resources, and it's an opponent's group, you as the attacker have a very good indication of how you should attack, because you can look at the resources and then pick the one, or let's say pick taking away the one that gives you the most profit, or that gives the opponent the most strength if the group is already relatively weak. So let's say a group only has 2 resources left, then you might take away the ice base and let it chase out, even though that's not the most profitable, but because you get to chase and you get to attack further and get more indirect profit, that might be the best way. Of course, that is just the grossly simplified version. You have to still calculate a lot and evaluate if that's actually the case. But just in terms of, we can look at this, and that's how I got there, at this black group right now. This black move here is taking away. So if we compare, for example, let's say black instead, I don't know, maybe he didn't attack this at all, fixed here again. Then we can always imagine that white gets this move, and white is basically connected towards the bottom right side. Like unless black wants to really split, but then this stone also gets weaker. So, and this stone is also weaker. So if we just, let's say for a second, we just assume something like this, then you can already see that white got to mostly connect and also has some influence in this direction. And black didn't gain that much from it. While if we go back to the game, this one is taking away that option. It's also getting a few more points here and taking away maybe potential points for white. And it's preparing to just, like now white has no chance to have any points here in the near future. So this move at L4, as of my understanding or what it's doing, without saying if it's good or bad, like if it's the best way to do it, it is taking the points and it's taking immediate profit while also taking away a resource of this group. These stones here were free from the attack, and this stone is an extra. It has to have an inherent benefit already, but it's not a purely attacking move. It's just I take this profit and I also get the added benefit of making this white group in the center a little bit weaker. Okay. Okay. So I think this game has finally come to a little bit of a halt. So let's look at what Andre is doing at the moment. Whoa, okay. What is this already? Okay, let's go from the start. Because it's going to be quick. Okay, black played black being Jan Prokop. Also, I think a long time strong amateur. Okay. He played the pincer here. That's how we got there. I see. White played a counter pincer. Andre played a counter pincer like this. Oh, also I want to make an announcement on my own Discord. Hang on a second. I forgot. Right. Two different games already. Yeah. So okay. So white counter pincers. Yeah, exactly. So in the first game we had a lot of Joseki just happening, and here we already have some more. Okay, so black defense here. I guess we kind of revert back to Joseki. Okay. Mm. Yeah, so this black move here is not the most typical one. Typically, you hane at one of the two sides. Then you, for example, no, that's rubbish. You get you get a fight like this. Maybe something like this would be a usual variation. Of course, I think here black really doesn't want this because then white gets to counter here, something like that, or maybe even play like this, counter somehow like this. But you could also have chosen to play here, and then we get into a variation like this. I don't know, maybe something like this, where white also gets strong here. I don't know. So black just wants to. Oh, that was not. This was the game. So black just plays here immediately and reverts back to this anyway. I guess you couldn't say if you play this, white has the option to play here. And it depends on the ladder which is working for white, like this ladder specifically. And so this becomes a different wait, was it? No, like this. This becomes a different variation, but you're not going to go too much into detail of Toseki variations. Right, but black kind of forced this variation by going down here, or at least asked white to do this. And then black got this move first. So black kind of manipulated this bottom left position to get sand out of it and cover the stone. But Andre said, I don't care, let's just do this. See, this position looked like there was a 4-4 Joseki, but okay, this is how this happens. Yeah, so typically after you play here, white can just leave it and just say, okay, that was just the trade. You spent 4 moves versus my 1, and you still don't get the corner completely clean. Like, it's not that black gets the 20 points in the corner for free. There's rumors going around that this is Mateusz and not Andre. I think that's just because the OGS announcement says that this is the Mateusz game, right? Because in the official document here, the pairings, it clearly states that this Andre is playing against Jan. Let me just refresh it to make sure. Yeah, exactly. So that's what was my impression too. No, this is Patrick. Anyway, so yeah, there's still RG, but you can choose to activate it immediately or later. So right now, white does that. And here, that's the usual move. I think what I know is that black just is here and white takes and you Tanuki. Not actually 100% sure here. Ah, no, this is just a trade here. So this is also, I think, another variation where white gives away the corner in this kind of forceful manner. If black now protected this stone like this, I think white makes a little bit too easy life, and black would still have to play here, and this is too easy life for white in the corner, something like this. So, wait, that was my variation. So black goes down. If white cut immediately, that's not working because white cannot cover here. So we would have something like this, and then that's not great for white because white made this bad exchange here, which kind of only hurts white because it loses a liberty and doesn't really have too much effect on black yet. Right, so that's not the big game. So white extends up, then forces black to connect here like this, and then can jump. And now white gave black this corner, but that it was black's anyway. And like this, white made got to cut off these 2 stones, so that seems fine. Oh, that one I don't like. White, wow, this. Well, I guess so. I'm not sure I understand this move. Because the corner is very much alive. So in terms of, again, in terms of thinking of this group here, it has mainly the resources of going out here and especially these two black stones, which are quite weak. So in that regard, as black, I would not attack from this direction because it's not like white can attack this corner group, so that's not a resource. So I would have preferred, I don't know, probably not this way, but maybe to just play this or something here. Like this I think this is some kind of variation here. You could just do this. But yeah, in the game, white got to play here in center, threatening to. Well, then again, if black played this, I'm wondering if this is actually sent enough, and if black now shouldn't ignore and just play here. Because now if white does this, white doesn't even get an eye in the corner. White gets to save this corner, but white has like half an eye in the corner still. And black played this move, so this group is already stronger. In fact, if white were to connect like this, then you might just ignore and play here, or defend on the right side here to make sure that white doesn't press you down. So yeah, I don't really agree with the last two black moves here. Neither this jump here and also not this one. Atari before connect. Yeah, but the Atari itself doesn't even give you any eye shape, so I think you probably maybe it's better to Atari first, but in terms of group strength, it doesn't change that much. R8 feels like only taking points. Right, so when I earlier talked about, let's go back to that game really quick, which developed further. When I already talked about this one, which this one is taking points, it's also taking points away. It's also putting some pressure on the two white groups. So this one is doing more while taking not amazing profit, but at least it does more. This one feels more like it only very minimally weakens this white group because it doesn't take away the most valuable resource by any means. And then same for this. It keeps the corner, but white gets so much stronger on the outside. I wouldn't be surprised if this is already better for white. Should I check? Should I quickly check with AI? I don't want to do it too often, but I'm very curious. If this is, I don't know, already a few points better for white. If to me it feels like it is. The pressure of playing sometimes makes you play optimal moves. Yeah, of course, but I mean, we are here. We have here as a watch party and to just see, to give our unsolicited commentary here. Connecting at 4-4 was not correct. Okay, so I'm curious. So at this point, again, I want to use it sparingly, but I'm going to check here. White plus 4. Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. I would have, yeah, a few points. That makes sense. And here it was white plus 1.4. Yeah, yeah. R8 was a big mistake. And then this one was okay. Let's have a quick. And the Hane was not ideal, but in the realms of still, yeah, no. But the Hane and Connect was also not fine. But then white shouldn't have protected there. Apparently, no, I don't know. White plus 7. I don't know. Maybe the Hane is okay, but yeah, our 8 just seems like thinking about it in terms of group resources, like I said earlier, and that's why it's so powerful to think in terms of groups resources, in my opinion, is that R8 just doesn't make any sense to me. Winning percentage, I don't use it ever. And the reason for that is that the winning percentage doesn't tell you much beyond a certain point. And the winning percentage is also for AI. Like, of course, the points are also for perfect play with AI, but it's the percentage is even more dependent, and the percentage is also very dependent on what kind of AI you use. There was a famous difference. I don't know what was that AI called, but there was one AI who would just give 95% winning percentage just when you made a 1 point mistake or something. It was like super sensitive. And so ever since I think also points is more instructive, because if you're 8 points behind and AI just says, yeah, you're losing 100% basically, then the opponent, you might make a 4 point mistake and nothing changes. Yeah, I think the honey might still be okay, but yeah, okay. And so you can see though, with this move here at R8, is that one really doing that much in attacking this white group compared to white now having this move, and this move, and this move? Like, white got all of these moves, and they are severely hurting these two stones. So yeah, that's why our R8 just immediately looked wrong to me. And I'm happy to know that that actually is also what AI says is a big mistake. Yeah, it makes logic. So I recently started to look at my games in a much more quantifiable way, if that makes sense. Like, I am looking much more for things that I can improve quantifiably. So for example, at the moment I'm looking at cuts, and I really say, okay, I collect how many bad and good cuts I make in the game, and then try to understand why I make the bad cuts and when I make the bad cuts and so on. And it's the same with the group resources. Like, when you try to evaluate how strong or weak a group is, the more you can just quantify it by, okay, it has this resource, and this resource, and this resource. If a group has like 4 resources, then it's likely not a weak group. Even though it might look like, okay, it doesn't have a base yet, it doesn't have an eye shape yet, it doesn't have, I don't know, that much space towards the one side, but it has a lot of space towards the center. The opponent has a weak group nearby. There is a potential cut that might cut off a stone and then later be an eye. If you have all of that, if you just look at the game in those terms, I feel like it's much easier to evaluate. But okay. So in this game, you can see black now plays here, and white just splits. And the problem is even that the stronger white gets here with these, the weaker these black group stones get. So if white, for example, I don't know, let's make I guess black jumps out first anyway, yeah, so we get there in a natural way, and then white gets to press down anyway. So it's like, and here black really doesn't want to fight like this, because now you're just making yourself weaker in the center. White is not even going to save the stone necessarily now, because black already spent so many resources to make this group stronger when it was already strong, that capturing this stone at Q9 is not even that valuable. So if we now just get, I don't know, something like this, this is obviously horrible for black now in terms of strategy. I'm not saying that this is the best move for white, but you know what I mean, right? So in the game instead, black felt compelled to add a move here, because the one resource that black is lacking is that black is no longer ahead of white here. So this sector line can not only be applied to Moyo, but also to if a group is behind enemy lines. And this black group very much is behind enemy lines, which makes capping and like enclosing it a lot easier, which is usually something you want to avoid with a group. You don't want to get surrounded. That's the word I was looking for. So black felt compelled to play here. And then white is defending his cut at this is a dual purpose move. It's defending the cut at Q8, because now if black did the cut, it's just a ladder like this, right? It's just a ladder like this, I guess you don't want to make it a net because there's a peep here. So yeah, but it's just a ladder like this. So effectively, this protects the cut. It also gives later the option. So for example, if black now says, oh, I'm still behind enemy lines after this move. That's another thing that this move does, by the way. It puts the black group behind enemy lines once again, and it also builds this side. So if now black just decided to play a passive move like this, then white could go here, block this, and now white blocked this whole right side. And instead of really having a weak group here, and that's another thing. What is the resource for white? White anytime has an eye here. So white already has half an eye here with this group. So that makes it already a little bit stronger than it might seem in the first place. But in the game, okay, black said, yeah, I can't do that. That is way too passive. I can't just go out. So black, which is not necessarily true, but I mean, if you're already in a not so great position, you might want to be more active. So black made this exchange, I guess, yeah, sure. And then black went for this shape point. And that's what white, of course, whenever you play a shape that is not immediately connected, and by immediately connected, I mean any of not this, or the two-space jump or the ogama, like these shapes here, which you can't cut without getting cut yourself. You want to be aware that the opponent could anytime just take it. So white played this move, fully knowing that black has 08. Like, white is not surprised by 08. Maybe white is surprised by the timing of 08, doesn't expect it to be played right now. But for sure, yeah, that's not a surprise. So white had this prepared to just counter play here, because if black now were to connect, now this stone is simply captured. So yeah, that would not be great, right? So if this peep, and that's what white is saying, like white, this weakness here is not a big deal because white still has this. White could have maybe also peeped here first to then not allow this to happen at all. But in the game now, black decides, yeah, I can't just give away this weakness. Black can't also be like black cannot be surprised by this counter peep here from white. This is also a very natural counterplay. So that's not what happened. So black then counterplayed here, which obviously means that now white is going to allow this. So whenever you have a plan and the opponent does something else, the first thing you want to check is if your plan still works or if the opponent's plan is more urgent. It's a little bit like, I'm come from chess, so I take a few examples from there. But it's a little bit like when you attack the opponent's rook, if they then attack your queen, then probably you have to see, okay, if I can take the rook with check, I can still take the rook. But if not, then my queen is going to be down, and that's not a good plan. So whenever the opponent does something that not immediately responds to your plan, you want to evaluate if your plan is still the more urgent one, or if you have to respond to the opponent's plan. And the opponent's plan can be something completely benign, like, oh, they're threatening to attack, to kill a group, like just a forcing move like this. Though even though there you could still evaluate, oh, but is that big enough? But let's say it's against a big group. Or it can be something more subtle where you have to calculate, okay, but if I now Tenuki, they get to harass there, and there. And if they get this, they have the forcing move there to then attack another group, and that might give me in too much trouble, so I'd rather respond there. Or it doesn't get me into too much trouble, and they just say, prove that your moves are sensible, while I'm just going to follow my own plan. But yeah, here it makes a lot of sense, of course. Now white, black didn't respond to this plan. This move at m8 is doing nothing that, well, it's not. It's also still threatening this cut again, right? Now black is threatening to cut here, but first white is threatening to cut here. And then white does not cut. White does not cut here, because if you cut, I suppose there's this problem, this immediate counterplay, right? So that's a little bit of an issue. If you play here, at the very least, the problem with this is that black just captures the two stones, right? Okay, then it just captures the two stones. So maybe you have to play here first and then here, But then it's still not amazing because there's all this counterplay here. You cannot cut here because you just get captured here in a very short ladder. And if that does not work and you have to capture here first, I guess you could still play here or here. And I mean, this just spells trouble, so I don't know. So I guess that's why white turned here and black defends. I could still, I guess where white is not now going to defend. Yeah, white is, oh, this is how white is going to defend the cut. Okay, so I was thinking to just play here now, but there is still a thing of the wedge here. So white first defends against that with this. Black is not going to just defend here because once again this group is alive, so that's rubbish. And black, it defends against this cut, but it doesn't 100% defend against this cut. The problem with this black cut, there's counterplay against these two stones, and there's still cuts. But I don't necessarily immediately see what is happening here. It's a little bit scary. But white is convinced that this doesn't work. Maybe I'm missing something obvious right now. And black is also convinced. So black doesn't cut, and then white gets to defend here. Yeah, then this one is forced because if black doesn't play here, if black now just plays a big move, this move now just connects this shape, makes perfect shape for white, and also puts a lot of pressure on this black group. So instead, black has to play here. And this move also has the benefit of, if white were to cut now, black can just cover here white, and white is surrounded. So that's not great either. So I think white has to spend another move there. Yeah, white. So it was also sente. It was not only a very important shape move, but it was also sente. And then black can go back to, no, okay, to, once again from this direction. I guess in this case, well, no, I don't, This is again a move that I don't agree with. Why would you play there right now? What is that? What is the purpose of that? I mean, okay, I see the purpose that if you now were to, do we have to defend cuts here first of all? So now we have these two cuts here, which make me a little bit worried. Like, white can anytime cut here. So I would have expected black to maybe just, I don't know how, but let's say just protect one of the cuts. Then white gets to turn here. But it doesn't, it changes a little bit, but these two stones are still connected to this one. Unless I'm tripping. And obviously the black group in the middle, in the corner is alive. And so after black defended here, maybe even black can surround here and create something in the center, and black can still clamp connects. Clamp connects? What do you mean by clamp connects? Connects for who? Connects for what? So my thinking was that white really has like a resource in this direction and to some extent in this direction. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I meant. That black is connected. Yeah. Maybe yeah, okay, just for others. But like if this is the case, then this turn here is not even gaining white too much, and black can still attack this. So I'm not a fan of this necessarily, unless I'm missing some RG. Oh yeah, and actually it was played in the game. So let's go. Yeah, black played here. Actually, I'm very curious here if, so this one is, oh okay, only white plus one. Yeah, and if this one, yeah, okay. So my feeling once again was correct. So it goes from white plus 2 to white plus 7. So our 10 is just not a good move. I don't know if that what else is going to be played. Like let's say this one. That's not ideal either, but it's better than the game move at least. Maybe there's something more active. Maybe you can play, I don't know, hmm, something like this, maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know what is the best move, but this didn't feel like it was. Because I mean, you are pushing white into the only resource that white has anyway. So white wants to go towards the top side and get more. Like white is getting this, but stronger than before. It's so interesting that all of these wrong directional play based on strength are validated by AI score like this. Um, Interesting in what way? I'm curious how exactly you mean that. Then black defended here, yeah. So black made one, in my opinion, a really bad exchange, and oh, then white peeps. Black just connects. Okay, then we have this exchange here just because it's center right now and could be a good endgame, I guess. Or making sure that black doesn't choose to play this as a, I don't know, maybe just a probing move. Yeah, and then white plays this, which is really big. Then black continues from this direction. Hmm. Right, so yeah, so this is a really big move because if white now had played, I don't know, just a big move here, then black gets to play this one, which is simultaneously surrounding this group and helping this group and building something in the middle. And now this one is no longer working because, well, it is working kind of, but not really. Like if you play this, this is just bad. And if you play this, then, I mean, now white is also in some trouble with this. So yeah. So this is would be a typical white black move to put some pressure on white and also build something. So instead, white got to play there. And not only does white get stronger, white also gets the points here. And now this black group on the left side here, like this one, is still kind of weak. And this group is not really weak. It has a lot of space and also some resources here to make eye shape here and here. But if it gets surrounded, then it's still potentially killable with a peep here maybe and with an attack. So there's still a potential double attack with this. But even without this, this is just very big. Interesting total according to our yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you want to have want to have something happen. And I'm curious again here. So we have white +4 again, and this jump here, white +5. Okay, that is a smaller mistake just because now I guess you already committed to this. I don't know. And then white jumps here. Yeah, so it seems like Andre also has more or less control of this game after R8, pretty much since R8. Maybe the lead has been bigger or smaller, but in principle, I would say Andre is in control of this game currently. So I'm not saying it's by no means a win yet, but in terms of also player, well, I guess Jan can be really strong. So. Yeah, much can still happen, especially because it's the final round. So players are nervous, especially if they have chances to win a tournament. So what happened here? Not much yet, not much more. But you can see, like, because I have so much to say, so much in terms of principles, it would be impossible for me to watch 5 games at a time. 2, maybe 3, but and I think we're gonna be fair. I want to say the third game here is refresh the Lucas game. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, the moves are not being recorded. Okay, that's why not much has happened here yet. That has been a common recurrence, unfortunately, this tournament. Often at the end of the game, not this early usually. So maybe let's rest with this game until it hopefully is fixed, because they did so earlier. Let's see, black just defends here. Also seems a bit slow, to be honest. But it's fine because we have these two groups here which fight against each other, so it's. I guess we can also look at it like this. If black were to play here and white got to play here next, white has the control here even more so. So okay, no, I take it back. I think I like this. I think I like this black move. I don't know if I like this exact black move, but I like the direction of this one much more than R8 and all those. Yeah. Let's see. Let me quickly check if we can actually look at this game, because there is a live stream of the tournament venue. If I can find it. There. You also make sure that I keep this tab muted so that you're not blasted by stone sounds. This is the correct one. So just in terms, if you want to also look for yourself, there is a live stream here where you can see the top boards. And we have Lucan there. Quite a bit more has happened. But it's unfortunately it's very low quality. Okay. As a last resort for now. Yeah, okay. So now in this game we can see that they are looking to keep control of this general area around these two groups, which again, in my opinion, both are not that weak. But if the opponent gets the first move there, then it can snowball. That is the point of some of these moves. It's not just like one of the groups is going to die ever. Hey Zichen. But it's going to be very difficult if you give control to the opponent. And let them attack for like the next 20 to 30 moves. So currently Lucan is in the pole position and also in the lead in his game. Actually, I have it open here. You can see it like this. No, that's not the wall list here. You can see. Can you see? I don't know if you can see this. You can't quite see. I guess you have to believe me. So currently, Lucan and Andri are at 4 points. They both have a like position 8 and position 10 as opponents. If Lucan wins, I think he is just the winner of the tournament. If he loses and Andri wins, Andri is just the winner of the tournament. And the third match is Kim versus Soma, so that's we will have a winner of one of those 4 spots. And if the first 2 current seeds are, or the current first 2 are losing, then the winner of the third board is going to win the tournament. That's the current standing. But I would say currently Lucan is the favorite to win. Unfortunately, the recording of the moves of this game, yeah, he didn't get Stanislav, but also Andri didn't get Kim Do-yup, so yeah, a little bit weird. Slightly underwhelming, but it's still the last round. Still anything can happen, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's the last. That's the 4th board. Yeah, I probably won't get too much into. Even though Valerie against Ali is quite an interesting match too, but maybe not. So the 4-1s didn't play each other. Yeah, so that's the game we are looking at now. That's this is two of the four ones playing each other. So third versus fourth currently. They both have the much weaker sauce than one of the two leaders, so they both have to hope for a slip. I guess that's the saving grace for one of those two players, that there is still a chance that one of the first two is going to lose their game. Because if they had to play each other, but they did already play each other. If they had to, then there would have been no chance for those two to win. Let's decide who wins based on how the other opponents did. Yeah. There's just no perfect system, I guess. But okay, so we have this game. So in the other game, I was reviewing from the start because not much had happened yet. This one we are already at move 80, so let's first look at the current position, what is happening, and then let's see how we got here, and hopefully until then Lukan's game is fixed. So here, Soma once again with multiple groups as always. This bottom side group, it looks a little bit sus, but we also have, yeah, these stones in the middle. Now these look maybe more sus. Let's see, but black, So in terms of resources, once again, right? Black has this one as a resource, this kind of cut against these two stones. Black also has this here as a resource. I guess not really this, but black also has a lot of liberties. Black pushes, white plays here, black pushes, white plays here. So black can basically connect or capture. So yeah, so white's group on the other hand would have to fix this and this to have the attack against this as a resource. I guess what you can say is because black's group, and that's different. So in a close combat fight, you have to look much more for opponents' weaknesses and liberties and stuff. So in like a running fight, you look much more for how much space does someone have, what weaknesses you still look, but maybe not as closely. You look more for space and eye space and that stuff. In close combat situations like this, you look much more for liberties and these immediate cuts and weaknesses. And in this case, black has two resources, which is the weakness at k5 and the weakness at p6. And white's group, on the other hand, then has k5 as one resource. So they both share that resource in a way. And the other resource that white has is, it's very little space here, and a little bit this cut and this Hane. So just first impression without calculating anything, it feels like white is in trouble. But what I can see is that white, let me delete this again, that white can descend as making use of this resource, just to demonstrate if black cuts, now white can play here, and now this one doesn't work anymore because white is not going to block here and let's just get captured. White is going to go with empty triangle, which only thanks to J3 is working. And if black pushes once again, then white, in this very simple way, is winning this capturing race. I guess white could even play this one if white wanted. But yeah, just to make it very, very clear, white could win this capturing race by capturing here. That being said, even if white does this, we have still this core in the top right. I guess black doesn't have that much profit. But black got all of this on the outside then. Gets to attack here. Also still has this one. Still has maybe this kind of core in the corner. This. No, this is just dead. Right? This. Yeah, so the top right is just dead as it stands. In that case, white has more profit there already and also has some attack here. So okay, so that might be enough. That was my variation. Okay, let's go back to synchronize. Aha, white just plays away. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, but what I was saying is if white plays here, black maybe has to play here immediately, and then white could just go out here. I think that's working. Unless I missed some Tisuchi with this capturing raise, which is entirely possible. But yeah, not sure. But in the game instead, white just harned here and said, I'm going to counterattack these three stones here and like trying to split black, kind of. Interesting. Yeah. So and either yeah, not I'm not this one is I mean it's a Soma game, so I mean the worst possible game to commentate if you want to know if you want to keep keep up with what's going on is Jonas versus Mateusz. So, but this is already half of it. And Kim Do-yob, I think, is maybe also more aggressive. Yes, he needs to push. Then Atari L4. Then a wedge K3. Wait, okay, so he needs to push. Then Atari L K3. Uh, assuming this variation here, he needs to push. No, there's huh? But Atari L4. Then Atari. I'm not sure what you mean by then Atari and then wedge K3. What Atari are you talking about? Maybe just assuming that you meant just no push Atari. But let's say K3. Yeah, okay, so this one just works, is what you're saying maybe? Like this. Then block. Then in order for white to survive, but if you do this one, no. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't. I at least immediately I don't see anything working. I was thinking maybe something like this worked. Yeah, I was. That's why I'm confused too. But maybe he was seeing something that I'm not. If you do something like this and then this, but no, this throw in. Yeah, no, no. So I don't see what black can do here. It's basically this one, this one. You can't play this. Can you? No, but you have to take a liberty, right? 1 2 3 versus 1 2 3, and if you play this, even this way, it's not even a core because once again white has 3 liberties. So yeah, I don't know why this didn't happen in the game. White Hane and then play here. And I guess white cuts off this. I mean, if white kills the whole right side, that maybe is enough compensation. But I'm not. I'm no, but yeah, this is. But this is this is. I. What is this? Isn't? Can we go to Luca's game? Is it updated? Ah, it's updated. Yeah, then we will. Maybe later we can go back to how we got to this position, but yeah, let's go to the more probably more important game. Okay, well, not more important, but let's say the more likely winner of the tournament game. So, what is happening? Okay, so let's go back. Maybe let's just start from the beginning. Just quickly, for those who joined later, to have a quick overview of how we got to the position. So we just played a future Seki. Then white lived on the left side. Then black played here. I think that's where we that's where we left. With L4, it's Hane second line and 2 spaces to the left. Okay, let's first do that. So you mean with here going down, playing here, Hane, Hane here. Then 2 spaces to the left. Of what? Here? Did you mean right? Ah. Right, okay. So then there's a squeeze. No, wait, like this? No, hang on, what? How? Not like this. Still not sure if I see it. Clamp. Hmm. And then? That's still not working. Third line. Aha. No, the problem with that, the clamp was, if you clamp here, then white just captures here, no? But looking at this one here. What you're saying is this, and then the squeeze works. I see. Right, because this one is no longer, there's no longer capture here. Okay, so this didn't work for white. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Hane like this is something I like to miss. Okay, so that's why indeed there was no chance for white to survive with these. But what about white playing here and then getting this one? Can white then, after this, still make life here somewhere? Or is the descent here? But then it's much worse. Yeah, no, you don't want to do this. So I see. Connect to the right. I wonder actually, yeah, maybe you can just Hane here now. Because if black blocks and then white plays here, and now after this you can no longer play this one. At least not to the same effect, because now the Hane back is an Atari. So maybe that works for white. How about that? Have we solved it yet? uh, but anyway, let's really look back at Lukan's game, since the scribing there didn't happen for quite a while. So let's catch up there. Yeah, black played here. Whoops. Oh no. Okay, so white then trivial matters. Yeah. Well, it didn't happen in the game at all, so he's winning, but they're both, yeah. Content, hey CQ. Yeah. Let me refresh. No, yeah. If that happens often, let's refresh. But yeah, so here black played this again, because black is also eyeing to maybe play this this slide here and to have some kind of double attack. So white protects the corner like this, and then goes here even. White could also have played the Hana and Connect here, which puts more pressure on this side, which I think I prefer. Hey, Hitos. Which I prefer, I kind of, because it weakens the right. But I guess this one is more close to this, well, unsettled group. Let's not call it weak, but unsettled. Okay, so then black finally fixed this RG. Kind of. There's still then you didn't do it long enough. So we have this weakness here. We have the two space jump, two space jump, two space jump. So if you think that right side is yours, you're going to have a bad time. There's still too many weaknesses, so that right side can still be destroyed to some extent. Yeah, that's why I know a lot of people who give up on Sumego too early, or improvement in general, like improvement methods, because of impatience basically. And the only reason I didn't is because I stuck with something long enough to see improvement, and then I said, okay, that seems to work. I just trust that it works over time. And now I can even work with delays of like half a year if I'm convinced that that's something that is actually going to work. And Sumego to this day has been something that, yeah, just works for me. So, I mean, there's of course different types of learners, but lion's mane per your, what is lion's mane? Uh-huh. Oh, why? Oh, interesting. So white jumped here. What is lion's mane? Yeah, I mean, if you think Tsumego is painful, maybe that's also eases the pain. For me, Tsumego is just fun. So, oh, I see. I see. Okay. um. Anyway, so yeah, for me, Tsumego is actually really fun because I like puzzles, and I also like earlier I mentioned earlier in the stream, like quantification. And Tsumego is just, it's so easy to quantify progress. Like currently, a couple of weeks ago, I started doing Guan 1Q, and at the start, uh, yes, and at the start, I struggled quite hard to even like pass half of them, and now I'm getting 10 out of 10 already on a regular basis. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, so white jumped here, which both grows the top side. So this move has multiple purposes. It's like the ear-rattling move. It grows the top side. That's a weird error to draw, but it grows this side. It has some effect on the right side to maybe attach and crosscut, and it also helps this group to some extent. So yeah, there's that. So black does this to both attack this group and also halt the influence towards the top side. White could still Tenuki this, I feel like, but white does not. Yeah, and that's not Lucan's style to just Tenuki this too often, I think. Unless he plans to sacrifice something, usually. And then black, okay, so black's plan now is to counter white's plan of just jumping here and building this. Instead, black is attacking this, and now black is saying that black is building this. And this is where, yeah, okay. And this is where black double harness. Is that a thing? Because, I mean, now this one is center because you threaten to just capture the 4 stones, but you typically don't do that. So maybe first you just no. Oh, it okay, yeah. So Lucan just does it immediately. Yeah. And typically, I think the typical move actually is this one, but let's not go too deep into that. Just it's basically the same, but you first play here without this exchange. So if white now does this, then you maybe play something like this, and you didn't open up this extra liberty problem on this because you didn't give white an extra move against these stones. But yeah, that's just some shape. So we did this. White took here, black connected, and white got the corner in center, which is also nice. And then bumps here, gets that in center too. Black could, in theory, play this, but then white can harness here, and then this one is no longer anything. Right, so that's why black extends. Now is extending at J5 big enough? The reason I ask this is because the top side is already quite solidly white. Yeah, H14 is crazy if you don't think of it in the right terms. But yeah, the top side just doesn't feel that like if you extend here, you gain a little bit. The only benefit I see for J15 that is worth it is because you reduce the center a little bit more as well. And I could imagine that white now just makes use of O12 for the third benefit, which, if you remember, was the first was building this, the second was some strength for this group, and the third was something towards the right side. So, no, okay, white first pushes, and then pushes here. Okay, yeah, okay, white is making all these exchanges, that's center exchanges. And okay, yeah, that's, I mean, okay, this is the kind of style that I think this is the kind of move that I need to learn to play more. I like to just Tenuki something too often or too much and then get into trouble. So he is just saying, yeah, I am going to help my group while reducing, like, first of all, this makes destroys the left side potential for black. So if now white, for example, did something here and black got to play here, I don't know, something like this, then black gets a few points here and black also gets a good chunk of the center here. But with this move here, instead, white is threatening to destroy a lot in the center, maybe even actually counterattack this. So for example, if white now defended here, then white could maybe push up here and play something like this, and this is very annoying towards this whole side. So white does this first, and then black plays this. I mean, it's big. It is really big. And it does threaten to jump, so... But this is, yeah. And black even just takes. What kind of profit attack can black mount to get something surprisingly big in the center? Yeah, not really much, right? Like the only target that black really has is these white stones on the bottom side, but they are pretty close to this. They still have some RG against these two. There's still a big gap here too. They had this additional anchor and they have a lot of space here. So it seems really tough. Actually, let me quickly check. So at this point here, it's an equal game. Aha. So maybe white was a bit too slow with the bottom side, or this exchange center for corner was not good. But here it's even better for black. Okay, great. Let's interesting. Wow. Okay. Did not expect that this is actually better for black. Capturing here. Capturing here. Interesting. I guess the point is that yeah, this is also really strong here. So there really isn't that much of a counterattack here. So I suppose, and let me go back to not looking at AI. I suppose the center just wasn't that interesting here. Then what? Interesting. Maybe just a few too slow moves by white, like this one and this one. Maybe even this one was too slow. Who knows? But let's quickly catch up. So okay, so now white finally goes back and makes use of the third purpose of the move at O12. Black just descends because black is because black is reasonable, I guess. Okay, so then the bump, then typically you can play. I guess you can just descend, right? You could connect with S12. Like you could kind of connect like this, but then white gets a bunch of forcing moves. So black is playing here. White can now separate. But yeah, white is also going to separate because it's big in terms of territory. But both black groups are not particularly weak. Does black have any sequence to harass O12? Strengthens into stones and play some Tisuchi after Q4. Leaning it in 3. Yeah, that's maybe like yeah, there is some counterattack there, so that is true. But also not that much. Okay, so we just yeah, Lucan is playing endgame at move 17. No. Yeah, we can see that there is a chance here to counterattack, so somewhat, I guess. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, black can play here. I guess white can play the Atari. Oh no, I see. That's why you don't want to play the Atari. So I was thinking this, and this, but then you leave 2 cuts. It's a little bit annoying. Lucan finds a way like this where I guess you still leave 2 cuts, huh? But it also puts some pressure. But now you don't want to have the O14 exchange anymore. So black gets 2 cuts. White Ataris, yeah, black extends, that's all natural. And then I guess white can just sacrifice the 1 stone, yeah. So right now the corner of black is completely alive. So since I am currently focusing on cuts too, and my first instinct was as always to save the cutting stone, we have this cross cut, and whenever you have a cross cut, you want to think about which of these groups matters, is already alive, and if matters is not alive yet, and if both of those are true, this group matters and is not alive yet, how strong is it? Black's group in this corner is alive, so that's out of it. White's groups are not alive. This stone here, and on its own, can be laddered, kind of. And this group here is also very heavy and not, so it's very important. So we have maybe we do it with 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 which is alive. We have 2 which is heavy, so it's important, but it's not alive yet. We have 3 which separates this group, so it's not heavy either though, but it's important. And we have 4, which splits an alive group from a not so strong group. But black is also very strong here. So now if you decided to playing here, and thank you for the follow. I missed two, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, if white does this, then white is essentially giving center to black for this fight. And that's very dangerous because now black gets the initiative to attack. So instead of doing that, white, in my opinion, wisely just sacrifices this stone and just cares for his own group. This endgame is pretty close to becoming a fight. No, like this, no. White O12. Harassed and center strengthened for attack, check. But now white has in center is already almost an eye for free. Yeah. Okay, oh, so black does this now. And white doesn't care. So yeah. I don't know. Did black strengthened? Anyway. I feel like this was this the kind of feels like what did black get from this attack? I'm not a fan of that. I feel like black had the chance to play O13 anytime. I guess I mean black did separate, but that's it. Like black doesn't really build much here, doesn't really build much here, doesn't really strengthen anything that was weak. So and the only reason this might be worth something is that white still has to do something. But right now, immediately, I don't see the profit for black that is worth this. While white got some strength here. So if black doesn't have something like this now to really attack, which I don't know because black actually is also weak on the right side now. Yeah, black defends here, but white just counterattacks immediately because white is already alive in the bottom left, or pretty much. That's not quite alive. It's pretty strong. You have this one and this one, Miai. Yeah, and black basically weakened the right side. Okay, so we have this. I just think at this stage of the game there was no real attack against this. Not like this at least. Yeah, maybe black instead had a chance to play. For example, I think if black plays this preparation move here, right? If black plays this preparation move, and I don't know, white just plays a slow move, just plays some end game here. Now this attack here, let's play out the same thing. Or I guess white still has this one, so that's not a good choice here, huh? But now, no, hang on. If we now, wait, but black, no, in the game white, I see. So this is not the right way to attack this. You would have to play the diagonal. Then it's maybe a little bit inefficient, yeah. And so maybe there was just not a great way to attack this, and black should have just played endgame. Just, I don't know, play what's big this. Anyway, black did decide to fight here. Oh, and then didn't even play the tiger. White could cut for some RG there. Yeah, white does. That's the typical shape. And then white can could extend to just get a lot more forcing moves. Yeah, extend there. Then black has to turn. And now black got really pressed down to the second and first line on the right side, and white got all of this in center here, right? What? What are you talking about? That seems mean somehow. Okay, so we have this, and I mean, okay, let's have a quick check because I'm curious. White +4. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of expected it maybe even to be a little bit more, but it looks like let's go before this at this point here. Yeah, at this point it's an equal game. I wonder if this one alone is already, yeah, this one was a mistake. Yay! More evaluation backed up by AI. It's like I understand this game sometimes. uh, yeah, so this was not the right plan for black. And then white even, yeah, white, okay, white plays this. I'm not sure about this one, to be honest. But white is now just countering in the center. That seems. Okay, and black defense. How many more moves are there ahead of me? Ooh, okay, 20 something. Let's go quickly through the next moves and see. Okay, white gets some center defense. Black plays this big move here. Okay, white just probably gets center to get a big. What is big? Q18 is kind of big. Or S4 connecting, I guess, is also still big now. But S4, yeah. Now it's an endgame stream. Sorry. I understand. I said I sometimes understand this game. I understand some single aspects of it. After all, I'm only mid-level. Okay, yeah. J18 is the only thing I see. So J18 is actually not that big. And the reason for that is it's only points for white. Like if we, for example, see right now this capture here, right? I mean, this one for first of all is center for black, but and same here. Like if, but let's take this one as an example. Here, this one is super big because if white had connected, white would have kept the points, and if black plays it, black keeps the points. And on the other hand, now, yeah, black doesn't. If black now plays here, black is only really destroying what? Not even 10 points, I would say. I think J18 is not even worth 10 points, or maybe this one. If you're black, probably is better than J18. Or so, if now, for example, white plays this one, then black can still push down and push down and push down, right? And so at the moment here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 points here, and so that's 10 points from F to M, right? And on the other hand, oops, I went ahead a little bit too far. On the other hand, if now black plays here, from F to M, I said, white could still, for example, play a move here and get a couple of points here. And I guess black could play here. So, I mean, at most, I think a move there is worth 10 points. I'm EGF, like strong 4 dan, weak 5 dan, at least officially. Maybe I am level wise now 5 dan since I haven't played many tournaments in the last half year. But that is the definition of mid dan, so I'm mid level. It was a joke on a Beginners Go Discord where someone said that me saying I'm mid dan is sus. So it sparked a whole debate. Let's put it this way. Okay, but yeah, this is a not the game end game. Yeah, black pushes here because this center is actually still bigger than this top side, and the white defends this because it's center. I still like Q18. That's a pretty big double center move, or maybe not center for. It might not be center for white, but if black plays it, it's kind of center. Okay, white does this one also in center, sure. Oh, and that's where we are at the game. I hope the moves are being recorded still. Looked synchronized now, but that comment was made half an hour ago. Okay, so I think this one is now really big, right? EGA ranks are sure are strong. No, not that strong. EGF's ranks are actually a little bit stronger. Yeah, black has this one, which is really big. Because if white doesn't react, well, okay. For now, what black? I wonder if black is contemplating that because then this one here is actually center for black, and then white has to fight here. And I don't think white can fight this. So I could see black wanting to play Q18 before answering on the bottom side. Because of course, okay, this one is annoying. Like black can't connect because then, okay, black doesn't die, but black loses a lot. Black could connect this way instead, like that. That's also very painful. But I guess it is it's kind of okay because later black can still play the Atari and then Atari here. So yeah, maybe it's fine for black to not even answer there yet, huh? Hey, does J18 grow significantly after black Q18? What do you mean by grow significantly? Hey, Jen, you're back, or at least you're back out of your past system or current old system is quite weaker, but we have had a lot of strong players saying they are 5 done, so 5 down energy is pretty stacked at the moment. I see. Okay, I see. I didn't know there was a change. I just had something in mind from like years ago. Fox 2 then entered AGA 4, Q lost more than 1. Wow, okay. More could potential to kill what group? What group are you talking about? Q18, J18 doesn't kill any. Oh, J18, sorry, J18. Oh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong. I was thinking in Fox coordinates for a second, where J18 is J2. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so this one and this one. Yeah. Ah, you mean if now this one and then this? Yeah, I guess there is something to be said about that. True. Yeah, okay, then maybe the top side is not as small as I thought. Where are we now in the game, though? Is it stuck again? Oh, I fear it's stuck again because we haven't had a move in a while, and move 124 is where we also were when I said there's 30 moves more left to catch up to the game. Let's have a quick check. Okay, it's a very close game, though. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, also I noticed maybe black can defend like this. And then if white does this, you could counter here. Like somewhat. White cannot take, so because you get taken. And if white has to play this, then you already have a really nice exchange here that you can maybe capture here later. And you could always play it this way and be connected. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it looks like we are here at the moment. So this is still pretty much a nail biter at this point. Okay, let's hope that this is continuing soon. It's always stuck when we want to go to another board anyway, so I guess it's fine. Let's see what the other games are doing. We have Oh, we have a what? Oh yeah, we have a lot of development in this game here. We can see that the former white weak group actually is not like it's pretty connected. Mm, but we also do have interesting. Not that I know of, yeah. Mm, so yeah, what is happening here? I mean, white can just defend here. It looks like white is winning this. If white just defends here, black cannot cut here. Oh, that's the game. Okay, that's why. Okay, and black can. Well, I guess black can still not cut. But it's a call. So if white now played away for some reason here, then black could play here. No, but it's not a connection because white can still cut here. And even in center basically, because then white is connected. So white captured those. White captured those, and this one, but white just defends. I'm a little bit surprised by this move, to be honest. Like at the very least, if you defend locally, I would have expected this one. Because now you are threatening to connect. I don't think you need to. I think white is very strong here and here anyway. But there's still some amount of weakness here, and if ever you're in big danger, Yanshimara paired against the Frida. Oh, really? Yeah, but if there's any other danger, and it doesn't really lose a point, comment on that, please. I didn't even notice. Let me see the pairings here. But where is it? Yan Shimara versus Yan Kumin on board 6. What is the war list for that? Yan Kumin is currently Yan. Too many Yans here. Yan Kumin is at +4. Still odd, yeah. Weird. Because it's a 2-point gap even after it's. Yeah, that's very strange. Yeah, the pairings for the last round are a little bit sus, I guess. It still seems to be stuck at the same, but I didn't even mean to go there. Okay, but in this game, in any case, white defended, black captured here, and that's where we're at. I guess white is going to defend to the corner. That one, yeah. Yeah. Oh, white. Okay, white can even capture the 2 stones there for some extra profit. That's quite nice end game because that I guess that still gives black this one, but not this. Oh, also, I guess I didn't even notice that this black group on the top side is also not alive yet. So that makes sense why white would defend at b16 because it's not only about the middle stones, it's also about the top side group, yeah. Yeah, I mean, where's black's profit, right? Black has a bit here in the center, has a bit here. Well, has quite a bit on the right side. So on the right side, black has something like a little bit more than 20 points, maybe 10 points here. Let's say graciously 5 points here, 10 points here rather. Okay, that's maybe. But yeah, like in a ballpark situation. Oh yeah, and yeah. Okay, I see. Blake is counter attacking. But the problem with that is that white can even Atari here as the defensive move. Hmm. Forgot eyes, yeah. Black gets huge top right. I don't know if that's going to be huge. um, but yeah, I mean, if we count this, then black has maybe at most 50 points, and white already in the center area here has 10, 20. Let's say 25 points here. With Comey and this, nearly 45 in total. And the top right, white has the choice to play there because black also has to defend here. So yeah, I think white is leading quite comfortably here. I would guess, I don't know, by at least 10 points. Let's have a quick check up here. Okay, yeah. AI says it's leading is white is leading by 41 points, but I think that's mainly because the top left is not good. Let me manipulate the position as if there was no killing way here. Okay, like this and this and. But white can play here. Okay, and then this. Let's say something like this is the end position of this. Then it's white plus 4. Yeah. Okay. So over 10 points, unless white kills more, basically. And in my opinion, at this point here, white didn't even need to extend here, but could have played this one. And if black now connects, then white gets to capture. And if black plays here, now you can cut because now this one doesn't even cut. That was my impression. But I think Andre is just saying, let me just win. Banane. Yes. I'm from Germany, so that would be what Dave most often only curses in Deutsch. I wish I could say that wasn't true. Yeah, okay. White first fixed the weakness here and then now is going ham on this. So let's see. This is still stuck. That's unfortunate. Mm. Okay, I put it on a quick vote. Do you want to see in this game how we got to this position, or do you want me to look at the last of the three important games? So Kim Do-hyuk versus Soma. Uh, one for how we got here, and two for the other one. Two for the other game, or just write it in chat like this. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's clearly helpful. How's your preparation? I think my preparation. Oh hey, Flo. um, my preparation right now is mainly not focused on this year. My preparation right now is actually a long-term preparation that is probably going to take 1 or 1.5 years. So I'm more so preparing for next year because I'm not preparing to just improve a little bit. I'm preparing to reach 6 dan, maybe not next year, but eventually. So I am kind of dissecting my game at the moment in a way that is not going to be super helpful for results this year. At least I don't count on it. If I already make progress in a way that I can have the results, I take it, but I don't count on it. So, yeah. Yeah. I actually had a chat with AI yesterday about my methods, so that was an interesting experience. Would have the courage to yeah. Yeah, because I don't want short term, so that's why I also still swear on Sumego, because I mean I'm doing probably at least 1 hour of Sumego every day, and I've improved my reading quite a bit. No, 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 not ChatGPT. Oh, but yeah, in any case, we had 2 more votes for how we got here, and one for overly frequently of destroy. I see. Well, I'm usually asking in a way where I'm just asking for suggestions and for different ways to approach the same method. So yeah. Anyway, so how we got here and how I got here is we had this position here, and then the fight in the center was basically white pressed and black protected this way. Huh, that seems a bit passive. That gives white a lot of strength here, and white took it and took it. And yeah, I mean, this seems. You can see that black got all the influence in this direction and this direction, which is not a high value area, and white got all the influence in this direction, which is the big empty area. So this has to be good for white, literally, because yeah, what I just said, like you can't attack this group, and the left side is, I mean, that's even slight. I mean, even white could play here and attack this and destroy this easily. So black is now completely safe in the center, but at what cost? So white even pushed here, not just taking a big move, but pushed here, and black then took the first move. But Q13, of course, also makes the top side even harder to invade, because yeah, one resource is gone, namely the connection towards this stone. So black approached, white just played normal, and then black invaded. Makes sense, biggest area. White just protected, then protected. Ah, and then played here and here as the protection, also cute. And then white didn't want black to have the option to. So normally you would just play here, but I think Andre evaluated that doing this would be bad for white. So he made sure that black has to respond this way, or doesn't respond at all, I suppose. Black now, right? Because if now you respond here, white wouldn't respond here anymore. White would just play here and try to attack this for more profit and maybe even kill it. So black probably wisely played here, but then now white gets to attack this one, since black never answered after the approach was answered. Oh, and then again a counter pincer. Yeah, white just taking points here. Maybe not even fighting. No, fighting. Okay, what did I expect? Yeah, okay, white is just splitting and having a double attack here. Oh, a black wedges. You know, when you wedge something, that's either a killing blow or already quite a desperate tactic, in my opinion. Yeah, black is just giving up a lot here to just barely connect under and take points again on very low. And white even gets to play b14 in center. But first, okay, first it peeps here, sure. Pushes here. And then I was kind of thinking, but what? So later white can play this one at any time in center, not like this, and threaten to cut here. And that makes the corner super secure. But at the moment, I suppose black would first play here and just connect and destroy this, I guess, or something like this. So instead, undecided, I want to separate your two groups and black attached to make some shape for this black group, or the wedge here. Is that just a like time sushi? What is that doing? Oh no, it did. Ah, I see. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so now white can even just separate. Ah, yeah. I was thinking about B13, but I didn't end playing this one and the Hane. But this is the smart way. You can play here. Now white can play here. If black captures, then white gets to Atari here anyway, and then play here. So black just placed the Atari so that white doesn't have two liberties on this stone. But now white can play here and play this Atari. And now this is separated, not just with the Hane. It does weaken the corner, so that's why black invades here immediately. But because white is already so strong, here actually, and black is quite weak here and still a little bit, and like there's still some, if white gets too strong there might be something with M18 against this group to kill it. That's why white doesn't mind this, and it's very hard for black to make life on the top side. Okay, so black connects up, but now this whole group is not alive yet like this. And we can see that black doesn't feel good in this game. If black felt good, and we can quickly check. Yeah, it's white plus 12. If black felt good about it, black would just maybe play something like this. Okay, that's not ideal. But yeah, after black plays here, now white gets to really harass this group. If black feels comfortable with the game, black would just say, yeah, don't kill me. I just want to live. I just don't want to give you anything. But in the game, we can see that black even ignored this one, and white, we both ignore each other. And then we are back here where we started the review of this position. And what happened in the meantime? We have a co here for the connection. Ah, there's still a peep here. There's this one. And that's where we are currently at. So black is playing this one as a threat. I believe saying that if white now just connects or captures. Connects has a bit more of an effect. No, let's say connect. Then black gets to play here. And now if you wedge here, that's still fine. Maybe that makes this too weak, so that there's no wedge and capture here. I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I don't know if that is actually a threat. Maybe it does allow this whole group to make life. There is you can throw in here and then this one, and you have half an eye here. So I guess black has an eye here, and it's very risky also for white to allow this. So black has one eye here, pretty much, I would say, and black can also capture this stone for an eye. But the ko is still to finish the ko for white would still be sente, because then if white gets to finish the ko, that would mean that black has to spend a move to defend the group. So white can win the ko in center, and I think this game should be all but over. What's black's ko threats now? Black has to have some local ko threat. But M19 is a damaging co-threat. G16 is not really that promising either. J13, is that forcing enough? Maybe. Yeah, it looks very tricky here for black. Yeah, black. So the sad part is that black had to live, and now white will for sure take it R16, I guess. If he finishes there, yeah. So black didn't. So black didn't even get something from winning this core. Black got to live. That's what black got. In the meantime, when you remember earlier from this game, black ignored this to capture here, and then ignored this one to play here. But if we go to the end of the current position, all black got was the initial capture here, and all the Ataris here and all this co amounted to white just destroying this area anyway and black living. So it was all for naught. It basically is the same if black had just answered and lived. Pretty much. And white actually got an additional strength here to make sure that black doesn't get any RG with these stones. Yeah, now black gets this big end game move here. This is worth something like, what was it, like, I don't know, 15 points or so, 11, maybe 11. Maybe a little bit less because here, but no, okay, so if we look at it like this, if black plays here, we can see that white keeps like these 2 points here and black keeps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points here. But if instead white, I don't know, if instead it was white's turn to play there, black plays, I don't know, something, then white could Hanian connect and later get also this Hanian, like let's say these exchanges were all made. So instead now white has, instead of 2, white has 4 more points and black only has 5 less points. So okay, something like 9 points, I guess. Unless I misevaluated something. Something like 9 points here. Quite a big endgame move. And white peeps here. And I think, let's check again, but I think white should be, yeah, 14, still 14 points ahead. So this game, I've seen some throws that are really wild, but I can't imagine Andre losing this game from this position anymore. There is really not much that can go wrong. You just got commentator cursed. No, but I really don't see how. I really don't see how Andre can lose this game. It's also white's turn, so he could just play a very safe move. I don't know, like a turn at f6, so that the f4 RG is never a thing. Or this one is just the big move. Yeah. I mean, if I played, I would play this one too. This also helps a little bit against this, but yeah, just a very big move. If black gets to play there, it's not quite 6 points double center because of white having this one, but it's big, it's huge. Okay, is this game any? Nope, it's still stuck. That is unfortunate. So then for those of you who voted or wanted to see the third game, we'll go there now. Ah, wait. No, this is our variation. This is our variation. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. What I think this looks like Shoma completely fell apart. 1, 2. Like he captured these stones. Oh, I guess he captured these stones, but black in the mean. Well, While black in the meantime got to live in the corner. This group here is not alive yet. This is all dead. These are dead. White has nothing. Like, you can see how desperate white is because the recent move was black pushing here, which is usually super center, and white playing here saying, okay, I can kill you everywhere here. But that being said, hang on. Okay, so what do we have here? But this is really, really big. So this is also big. Let's quickly have a look. Black has over 80 points. Okay, and I count something like 40 plus Komi, maybe being generous to give some points. So maybe 50 for white. Here black just has E19. Oh, connect. Didn't black have E19? Wait, am I tripping? Ah, no, because the black has to, no, never mind. Okay, so white gets to live just barely in this corner. In a corner that, yeah, oh, yeah, right. The Hane is better than the descent. The descent white can answer with E19, the Hane white has to answer C19, and black gets F19 anyway. Hmm. 2 points better, actually, yeah. So black can connect anytime at F19, maybe even immediately. Yeah. Yeah, black is not thinking about anything but just making life. Because if black makes life with everything on the top side, white has I don't know, something like 50 points maybe. If white does capture something, let's say black lives here and white captures this, it's probably still not enough. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if this is something like black plus 30. Let's quickly check because why not? Yeah, black plus 53. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so where did it all? Actually, I didn't even ever check earlier. If we look at this position here, yeah, this is still white plus 7. Um, so earlier when we looked at this, though I don't think I want to, it says white plus 8, but I'm not sure I trust it with this evaluation here. So the standing is that I can also show here. We have Lukas Popera with 4 points, Andre with 4 points, and then we have Kim and Soma also with 4 points. Lukan and Andre are not playing each other, so Lukan with a better ZOS will win if he wins his game. Andre will win if Lukan loses, and Kim versus Soma, the winner will win if one of the other two loses above them. That's like the winner of this game will at the very least be third place, but maybe second, maybe first, depending on the other results. But yeah, let's see how we got to this mess. So white did this and this. Yeah, especially because Eitan really doesn't exist. Yeah, okay, and white did this, and then we played this, and then black played this one immediately. Ah, not the empty triangle, but here. Interesting. Yeah, but probably still similar because black can capture now. Hang on, I'm curious here. If we play this, still says white plus 2, but 6, but not sure I trust the judgment here of this weak AI. It still says that white is doing well because the top right is weak. So where did it all go to shits for white? Oh, by insisting here. No, that's still fine. Yeah. And then we cut here. That seems reasonable enough. Oh. What? Wait, what? What is this? Wait, what? What the fuck is this move? Huh? What? Why did he play? What? Can anyone explain this one to me? While I quickly check, no, this is still stuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't. What? Doing my best Jeff impression. Ah? Huh? What is this? Yes, do tell, because I'm completely lost with this move here. Hmm. Like, is he trying to kill the whole bottom black group? Like, surround it? That's so greedy. I can't. No, no. I'm curious here actually. What is like here it says white +3. Here it says black +12. Yeah. So I'm not going crazy that this is a horrible mistake. Like what the fuck? I what? Okay. Uh-huh. I see. So the thinking is that black cannot play here and then defend because these are then captured. I think that is what he is saying with this. And that he really wanted to keep the fight in the center going. But that's either super greedy or feeling super behind, super desperate. So that black had to then maybe, I don't know, defend here, let's say like this. And then white then cuts. That's the idea. But it's still like shape-wise, fuck, just seems so crazy to me. Oh, what is happening? Ah, okay. That's not the game. Hang on, something is going wrong here. Why not both? Fair enough. What is happening? I guess, uh-huh. Maybe the game is over and this is just the... Ah, yeah, white gave up. Yeah, makes sense. White seems to know what he's doing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so... because, okay. Unfortunately, because this is synchronized and the scribe is now going back and forth in the game, it's going to have this flashing picture the whole time. And also, I don't know. Okay, so let's quickly check. So we have this where white now, I guess, has some point, like, can play K1 to live. Yeah, white really is trying to completely, like, attack here. Yeah, but now after this one, K1 doesn't work anymore, and this is just dead. So that was indeed his plan, to attack this whole bottom left. and keep both of the middle group cuts. But boy, oh boy, that's the the Soma play of of Go. H10 for ladder. That's not a ladder. The ladder is very short. It's broken at G11. I can quickly show though. If you play here, the ladder is already over at this point. Yeah. Yeah, it turns out he does need eyes, yeah, okay. But in the game, yeah, I mean, we can see that White is desperate and tried very hard to kill this, but yeah, just got killed instead. So let's go back here though. Yeah, White is now dead officially in the bottom side, but Black is also still has to live. So that's why White did all this. And Black is now locally also not alive. But there's a big but. And the big but is that there is this one in center. White has to play. Oh, what? I was about to say, okay, what the. Okay, White can play this in center, sure. And then defend. But how? This already seems way too desperate here. So White is just giving up on everything. Then Black can play this to make the second eye, which means that White is just dead with everything. I wonder if he misread something here. Yeah, Black can even add insult to injury and play all these forcing moves first, and then just makes life by capturing these. And then White is fast enough to kill this. But in the meantime, that also means that Black gets this one in center. So while White gets to capture this, I think Black got the bigger deal because Black got to survive everywhere else here. And that's where we entered the game. Yeah, so that's how this all fell apart because of the move, because of the move where I spent 2 minutes just trying to believe that that's actually what is reality. Ah, yeah, that was the crash and burn after this move. That just, I'm sure there were mistakes made after, but generally speaking, it was lost with this move because there was just way too much. This was just way too much, and everything that followed was a kind of logical conclusion of this overplay here. Yeah, this doesn't work against 8 dance. This might work against like 5 to 6 dance. Mm. R7 looks like a big center, but what do you mean, but? R7 was just center. Mm. I don't think that was a mistake. R7 was played to force Black Q5. Oh, hey, MK. Mm. So that was not a mistake. I don't think. Center towards capturing the right side group. No, it was no. So I don't know. At this one, when it was played, it's center because if Black now ignores, White can save here. That was the point of it. And it has nothing to do with capturing this. That was played much earlier. That's why I was slightly confused what you were talking about. But yeah, I mean, God, I mean that's also what makes Soma very strong sometimes. That he finds these kind of moves that I would never be able to consider. Or I don't want to say never, but I don't want to be able to consider. That's just not my style. Or at least it's not at the moment. Maybe I sing a different tune in like half a decade, but yeah, at the moment I no, this no, just no. Okay. But the game is over, so White gives up. Kim Do-yup is the tournament winner if both Andriy and Lukan manage to lose. So keep that in mind. Then let's see if this game is still stuck. Yep, unfortunately that is the case. That is sad. Let's see if I can look at the board. At least I can see if the game is still going. Yeah, the game is still going. Excuse me, I didn't find the mute button quickly enough. Yeah, so the game is still going. Lukan seems in deep thought, but this opponent is not there. He's like he's doing the blowfish. So I don't know. Yeah, it's too low quality, unfortunately, to really see what's going on there. So I can't like rescribe the game in here. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to follow completely the potential tournament winning game, because at the moment this is it's not decided. It's a very close game still. So this could have been super exciting. Not in my power. Speaking of, let's see. This game is still going apparently. What happened afterwards? Yeah, we won the core. Black got the big endgame move here. White got this and this as endgame. Black peeped here once, and then peeped here, and then peeped here. Black got all the peeps, but that really all the peeps in the house. Um, I'm so sorry, but it really isn't that big. I guess R6 is a big reverse center endgame. Is it even reverse center? Yeah, this is the peep show here. I guess M10 is also not small, J13, but nothing is big enough, of course, to win the game. Maybe D8. Okay, defending. Uh, sure, this is center, but not quite. Okay, so it's just big in the center here. Then white does push in here. Yeah. R6. It has like black has that one in center, but white can still connect under at this, so that's not necessarily center. So yeah, R6 is big, and if black doesn't react, white can go down and has like a 5.5 point follow up there. First push in here, that is center, sure. Then you could peep, why not? Yeah, but then white plays here, and I expect black to connect. Yeah, because so usually this descent to the first line of his connect is worth 4 points. But in this game, if white gets to play, let's say here, white is threatening to push in here. That's the normal 4-point move. But white is also threatening to push and Atari. That's 4, but also 5 points with the extra move here. And white has the potential to get another eye here, like a point here. So yeah, and I was saying that yeah, black could play this, but it's not forcing, because if black cuts here, white can still connect under here. That in itself is also worth a few points. So maybe white would have white black to play here too, but this really just destroys 1 point, so it's not worth it anyway. If black played here, likely white just plays this one immediately. So yeah. So I count this as this is never a forcing move. So we count this as like this 5.5 point move. Yeah, and then we got this. We have this in center, and then white defended here, which is also quite big because if black gets to capture, let's say this one. Again, this one is also still not center, but it gives this one in center and forces black to add another move. So this is like a 2-point move, I guess. But this one capturing here let's say we do have this, we can not cut here, but after this one, black would get these 4 points here. And like this, you prevent the 4 points. You still get to have like a jump in here to threaten this, so that doesn't really change with white extending or not. And then I think nothing much changed in this game, honestly. I don't see a big end game blunder by either player, so let's quickly check. But yeah, it's still white plus 14. So nothing really happened to this game after we left. So, or even with this attack here, it were all ever since this happened here, it was always white plus 14, and shortly more because at least AI thinks there was maybe a kill. Again, it's just the low playout version though, so I don't trust it 100%. But if you're 14 points ahead and you know that you have a clear path to victory, there's no need to force the issue and go for a kill. Just play it out, let the opponent connect, get the big end game, win the co, and lead by over 10 points. And if there's no weakness left, nothing to fight for, then at this level you probably don't lose 5 points, let alone 15. Let's see, unfortunately still stuck. That is very, very sad. Hmm. Let's go to the live position again. Seems to still be a game. If we look at the facial expression, both seem to be, yeah, still very focused. No one is, no one seems super relaxed. I guess Lucan is eating something, so maybe he feels okay. I'm just trying to gauge by how they, by their body language, who might be winning currently. Hmm. Yeah. Then we have yeah, Stanisław won against Johan. And oh, this game, whoa, 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 whoa. And Valerie beat Ali. Um, this game also hasn't seen a move in a while, so maybe this one is stuck too, or do I? No, there's no comment about there being a resignation already. But essentially, I mean, we can keep it open just for keeping it open sake. But um, hmm. Yeah. What to do? This one is again the Valerie game. Hmm. Will they fix the Lucan game? I don't know. I would have hoped, but it's been stuck for quite a while now already. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, Lucan also casually taking a drink. Just by body language alone, Andre is also hesitating more often currently. Of course, it's his turn, but just reading the body language, it feels like Lucan is winning. But it's like the camera is shaky and and also yeah. But this is still there counting. Wait, why are they counting? I thought the game was over. Huh. You know what? Let's just look at Valerie against Ali, how this game went, and if by the end of that, Lucan versus Andre is not fixed, I guess I'll just end it there. Let's just have a quick look. So really, they don't have that much time to fix. Also, I guess in this meantime, just for me personally, how did the second league go? Okay, semi-good for my team. He's not. Oh, but this is good for the other two table. Second league this season is just crazy. Okay, we have Elversberg and Paderborn there, and we have actually third really still in danger. Jeez. Anyway, that's a different story. Oh, Prague. It says here Black resigned and Black won by resignation, but on stream it looked like they counted the game. Strange. Anyway, let's have a quick look. So immediately pincer like this. Attach here to gain strength, to then attack these two stones, which you can just, I guess, just sacrifice. Or you can fight on, because why not? Okay. Is that really what you do with these stones? Oh. Oh, because if you block here now, Black can peep and then cut, and then it's a ko. That's annoying. Right, okay, so this does work like this. This one is working anyway, I guess. Interesting. So that wasn't the game. So then Black, Black even connects because the ko is still working. So White plays away. Once again, if you play, I guess if you play here and this, you could play here. Then if you cut here, White cannot connect. If White plays here, you could extend here and capture this corner. And if White plays here first, oh wait, this is working. So you would have to play here first. But then White can play this, this, this. But then Black has this, I believe. So I think that's why this is not working for White. And that's also why White is playing here to gain more strength outside, maybe. Okay, we have this variation which just reverts back to this one. Or White is playing a ko for this, and Black is saying, yeah, no, you can have your ko. I'm just going to test here first and just make life in the corner here like this, yeah. But is that? I wonder if at this point Black still has Miai to connect or to just live. Anyway, so White fights the ko. Black plays a ko threat. White plays a ko threat here. and then just ignores the core again to just extend here. Yeah, this is the typical way. That core, is that really that important? Yeah, we have this classic Joseki here, or classic AI Joseki, I guess. We fight the core, we continue fighting the core, white captures the stone, which is quite big. Black also defends this, yeah. That's quite a big annoyance there, the weakness there. Oh, and then black plays this as a core threat. Yeah. Makes some sense. But then white has this move here, yeah, that's also very annoying. And then black just ignores to reduce the to make white c17 a bad exchange. And white still doesn't care about finishing the core, so yeah, this specific core I feel is hard to evaluate to me. It's like they fight it for a while, but nobody wants to finish it either, so it's like, why fight it if you don't want to finish it? Weird. Anyway, black still fighting this. We're still fighting this. Black splitting white. We're still fighting this. White not allowing to be captured here. And then finally black connected. Okay, I don't have to worry about this anymore. Oh, and then even in center, because white wants to defend the bottom side here. And black defends here, and white usually would I guess you could extend. Yeah, okay, you extend. Just very annoying because black gets all of these moves and then gets to counter here. Whew. Oh. Yeah. Wow. Center. But now white is also cut off on the bottom side. So black just, oh, but black just connects like this. Well, white cannot push and cut. Right, so white cannot play this and this, because then you can just have this and you just capture in a very short ladder like this. Unless, no. No, you can't play the Atari on the outside first. Okay, so white defends. Black is still aiming to attack white in the center. Ah, but white can play this one first. Okay, but black still doesn't care. Black is harassing white here in a big way. And then this is a cut that is also annoying. Black gets all the forcing moves here. And then this is a huge, huge thing. Black removes this eye. White pushes and throws in. Oh, I see. Throws in for a call. Black can connect as a threat, so that white can't win the core in a great way, and then what does white have? The cut here. Okay, yeah. But black still has threads on the bottom side. Yeah, like that. Yeah, is this threatening the the right side? Potentially, like this. Yeah, black is very sharp here. Black is just removing white's eyes. Yeah, white didn't answer K4 yet, so this is not center yet. So but white's only chance is to attack on the outside here. Not a bad chance though. Not a lot of liberties for black. Ah, but black of course still has the code to connect here. The top side group though doesn't have many liberties, but black just connects. Ah, but okay, if it could still be a trade that black gets the whole bottom right and gives up the top, but white doesn't want to take it. I'm actually curious here at this point here. If black, okay, if this one black is 16 points ahead, and if this one black is, yeah, okay. So at this point the game is already really good for black, and white should, as best move, should not cut here. White should probably play, I don't know, maybe this one, I suspect. Maybe not. Yeah, no, this one. Like lose the tail and win the head here and to save this. But white is saying I have no chance of winning if I do that, if I compromise here. Or misread something, both are possible. And yeah, now black has more than enough liberties on the bottom side. I would, well, no, more than enough maybe is a stretch. But like if ever white attacked this by playing, okay, let's say this one currently doesn't exist and white backs off here. If white backs off here, the first problem already is that black can play here and here and here. No, first here, and then white dies first on the bottom side. So white cannot defend like this, and if white defends like this, then black gets this one. So black always can get half an eye. It has a half an eye here, and additionally we have this move here, which if white defends here, you have this Atari, and this one threatening to Atari 3 stones, and again threatening to Atari 3 stones, and then play here, and thank you for the follow. And if white wants to kill you, also get this. So essentially black can make life here this way if black gets surrounded. So that's why on basically after this one, black only has to worry about this top group here. And black does that in style with this wedge here. White has to protect here, but black just gets to capture here. Yeah. Then white connects here for reasons. Just none that I can see. Yeah, and then this is just alive. Isn't that even the ghost shape, right? No, it's not quiet. You need more liberty shortages for that one. But like black is alive by not playing a move inside anymore. But there was one variation where you even if you play inside. Hang on, I think let me alter this a little bit. This still can't be quite it. I don't quite remember how it was. This one is not an alive version because you can still play here, so this one is not it. Was it like this, maybe? No, but that still doesn't make any sense. Was it like this? Something like this? No. I don't remember. But anyway, point is that here there was resignation because black is alive and white is dead. So yeah. Meanwhile, okay, all the games are over. As I can see on the stream, did this get? This got got actually transcribed. So let's go back to here, so we can actually check it out. So black, okay, black wedged here. I think black is looking for trouble, to find trouble, but it doesn't really quite work. Is this center? No, it's not center, yeah. Okay, so white got this one then in center. Black is, I think black, yeah, black is of course realizing that black is not doing so well and is trying to find active ways to come back. But yeah, finally has to defend here. Then white gets this one. Black plays maybe a time switcher here. Now these are all forcing. And then black does what I suggested earlier, yeah. Just gives up the stone and white white captures here. Then black finally jumps down here. And white gets q18, yeah. I was still think that black should have gotten q18, like at this point here. Just quickly checking if it's white +4 at this point. White +7. Yeah, this one, q18 would have been better. So I'm like kind of surprised by how we played this, how this was played out. I feel like black was under time pressure or panicking because the game apparently was still relatively equal. There was a lot of bad exchanges there. Yeah, and then black plumps here and white gets this one in center. And then gets to play here too. Black, of course, gets to connect or just ignore. This center, though, there's something in center. I guess there's a peep, which is annoying. Yeah, so white defends. Just defends the stone, I suppose, and destroys a few points. But is that really big enough? Let's say. Now I kind of want to play maybe something around d10. Yes. I know it's over. I'm just going from the point where we left off. Okay, but white still defends. Is there something I'm missing? Why that's necessary? Okay, this one is obvious where we defend. This one also quite big. Then black gets this and this forcing moves here. Then black plays a few more forcing moves here. A few more forcing moves there. Just forcing moves. Then gets this center. Very, very nice to get. That's why q18 was so big. That because you had this benefit too. You could defend the 12 stone. Is there something? I guess defending on the bottom side, maybe playing J6 could be nice. Or this way, okay. Oh, okay, because this way you are actually threatening to play L5 in center. Right, so if black now didn't protect here, if black now says, haha, that's not interesting, I just play, I don't know, I just play here, then white could have played this one and capture this stone, because now if black insists on capturing, on keeping this, then white actually has, well, first of all, the Atari here, importantly, and then white can play here, and always assuming that we fight the core and fight back, but eventually white has this and this, and I guess it now doesn't work. Okay, but there's, I guess, yeah, because you have this to play first. Okay, it doesn't quite work. Then I guess it's just because. But I guess I still like this one better then, because you get the point here. Black gets to play here, but I guess black can defend like this. Or it's just not center enough. Maybe it's just not center enough like this. Yeah, that's probably it. It's just not center enough. Actually, here you're just threatening. You're preventing black from playing this and playing this then, and you're threatening to play L6. So never mind what I said. This is the better move. Yeah, strangely, Lucan's endgame is better than mine. Yeah, and then white defends this stone. Yeah, and there's really not that much big endgame left, right? You have the center here, then the jump here. Maybe have a jump to K16 or something like this. This Atari. To threaten to push in 2 at F14. Yeah, to destroy that too, and maybe even J18, and then maybe even get some additional benefit from attacking this group somewhat. Yeah, J18. Then black plays this one, then white plays this. Yeah, and then also removes this eye. Then white goes here to destroy potential points for black and also have a center follow-up. Yeah, no fighting this core. This was also center. This one now destroyed that. These points. Okay, we fight this core very shortly. And yeah, this one is now sent. Is it center? No, it's not. It is quite center. Yeah, okay, it's center because of this one, and then white can push in. Now we're at the later stages of the game where white just defends here, black defends here, white pushes in and protects. Black protects against the reverse center there. Then we fight this core for a second. Can't imagine for too long. Yeah, then black defends. Then white gets a point. Black defends the core. White defends the core, and then we have one last. No, this core too. Okay, so we just finish all the cores. And I guess it's Chinese rule. Is it no? Is it Chinese or Japanese rules? I don't remember. But they fill all the dame, and so in the end, Lucan won by 7.5 points. And if I am not mistaken, that means that he won the tournament. Let's see if they updated this already. No, they did not. Why does it always pop up? No. Okay, so they didn't add it. But yeah, take my word for it or not, I will probably let's see, this one we didn't look at. Yeah. No, it's nice that we got to see the final game finished too. That's cool. But I've been talking for long enough, so yeah, that's white plus resign. That is, as far as I know, a Lucan win. So, what was the Komi? Good question. Actually, I can just look at the. No, it's Japanese rules. Komi 6.5. Yeah. Yeah, I've because I have never played Chinese rules, so unless they changed it since last year. What? But was it Chinese? Was it? No, that was in Russia. I have no idea. Anyway, it doesn't really matter in this context here. Yeah, so Again, unless I'm mistaken, congratulations to Lukan after a rather disappointing 2024 in Prague. This, of course, is an amazing result. So, yeah, great tournament. Hopefully next year I will be on the other side again, on the playing side. But for now, I just used the opportunity to make some commentary, some watch party. Thanks for staying with me, for having a good time watching these games with me, and have a good rest of your weekend. I know I haven't been streaming much lately, but I will be back, so I will let you know. Until then, bye bye.